And we're live. So welcome everyone to today's episode of the Love and Light Show, where we're going to bring you your special guest, Gayle Friend, who's going to talk about healthy relationships and how to have a great sex life. So are you finding like you're just kind of satisfied or okay-ish in your relationship? Are you ready to up-level it and increase your confidence, your passion, and your love in your relationships? Because we're going to talk about the awesomeness that can enhance and up-level your relationship in so many ways. So we're so excited for today's episode. We're also going to do a lovely love meditation at the end. So definitely invite any friends, share it out to anyone who you want to recommend to see this as well. And it's always done on the Be Life platform. So feel free to say hi to us as we go along, ask any questions, engage with us, because we can't see you as you pop in live. You have to say. So I know that we have 2 people live right now. So if you want to say hi to us in the comments, then we'll know who you are. And we have a little love face from Sherry. So that is wonderful. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. And the Love and Light Show comes to you live every Monday at 12 Atlantic, 11 Eastern, to lift up your life, to show you that you can be the change you wish to see in the world, to connect you to different coaches and light workers and healers that can support you on your healing journey, so that you want to see in the world and improve your health and your relationships like we're going to do today, and just really be the best version of yourself so that you can move forward and learn new things and grow in the way that you want to. And I'm Laura McPhee. I'm a happiness coach and healer, and I love to empower women to have their dream happy lives. So I typically work with people pleasers and perfectionists and workaholics and caregivers so that they can let go of all the stress and worry and overwhelm and all the junk that's been holding them back in their life, so that they can move forward and live a healthy, happy, fulfilling, amazing, joyful, and abundant life. So today we're going to talk about amazingness in our relationships, and we have Gayle here today. How are you doing?
Oh, I am doing wonderful. Thank you so much. Started my day off with breakfast at the beach, and it doesn't get much better than that.
That's amazing. I love that so much.
Breakfast picnic to start our week off. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Speaking
of my ideal life.
Right? Yeah.
Awesome. That's so great. So I encourage you guys to share this out and tag any friends who you feel would benefit from this. Even if you're catching the replay, we love for you guys to say hi in the replay too. And Michelle says hello. So welcome everyone who's joining live. So Gayle's a doctor of human sexuality and an intimacy expert. So I'm super excited to have her on. She successfully coaches individuals and couples in love and intimacy and sex to help them increase their passion and their pleasure and their confidence in and out of the bedroom. So I'm so excited to hear more about Gayle and have a little bit more of her background and then get into the juiciness of today's topic. So how did you get into this?
Oh, well, first off, in high school, my very favorite subject, hands down, was the psych classes that I took.
Mm-hmm.
Loved it. I also happen to really like sex.
Mm-hmm.
And
wonderful.
just always really interested in it and reading about it and wanting to know more and taking classes. And that just led to more classes and degree and so on and so forth. The intimacy expert part actually came because I got into the field of sexology, wanting to help people with their sex lives. And what I really discovered in my journey is that if it's not based in a medical reason, the sexual concern has nothing to do with a medical reason, which very few of them are. It all has to do with relationships. The concerns, the blocks are in the relationship, and not always in relationship with the other person. Sometimes it's the relationship with themselves. Sometimes it's the relationship with their own sexuality. So yes, and the field of intimacy broadened, and the more I looked at it, I just kept breaking it down and seeing patterns in my clients, seeing things in my own relationship. My husband and I, honestly, a number of years ago, we were on the verge of divorce. And that was part of my diving into intimacy as well and wanting to, quote unquote, fix us.
Yes.
And here we are all these years later, and life is so amazing. And I'm just really digging it. I'm changing people's lives, their relationships, lives all over the world. And it doesn't get better.
It doesn't. That's so fantastic. So what does a healthy and happy sex life and relationship, what's all include?
Well, a lot of things, but
Mm-hmm.
a happy, healthy relationship has three main components that I
Mm-hmm.
see, and that's love, intimacy, and sex.
Mm-hmm.
And we need all of those things operational,
Yes.
right? But love is a pure emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Sex is perfectly natural. And my all-time favorite quote, and I say this a lot, and it was a mentor of mine when I was in grad school. She would say, sex is perfectly natural, but it's not always naturally perfect,
Right.
right?
Yes, that's so
So
true.
love is a pure emotion. Sex is perfectly natural. What's the hang up?
Mm-hmm.
Intimacy portion. That's where all the baggage is. And some
Right.
people, when they think of intimacy, the word intimacy, they translate that into meaning sex, but it is so
Mm.
much more than
Yeah.
that. It's so much more than our emotions. It's so much more than sharing vulnerably. It's so much more than sex. So
Mm-hmm.
intimacy is where all the baggage is that I dive into and find all the patterns and
Mm-hmm.
figure all that out.
Awesome. That's so cool. So what is the important piece of like intimacy that you typically focus on with people? Mhm.
There's
Or
actually
like the most common. Mhm.
so the way I break intimacy down is if you think of a five-pointed star,
Mhm.
okay, and each of the points of the star relates or has a different name.
Mhm.
The top one, top of the star, is the word connection. That
Mhm.
is the most important. And the other
Awesome.
four pieces, points of that star are body, mind, heart, and spirit.
Ooh, I like those.
And they're all interrelated. When you pick up a pen or a pencil to draw a five-pointed star and you do this thing,
Mhm.
it's like a web. They're all
Yeah.
interconnected and they all matter a great deal.
Mhm.
So, the body point of intimacy, that's really obvious. And it's
Mhm.
intimacy, and these same 5 points are also the 5 points of sexuality.
Okay, very cool.
So within an intimate relationship, there's the physical aspect, and that's
Mhm.
your body, your relationship with your body. It's the pleasure that
Mhm.
you give and receive. It's your
Yep.
five senses. It's the whole gamut.
Awesome.
The emotional part, it's all, or the heart point of intimacy, that's all those juicy emotions and all those really
Mhm.
crap emotions that we
Yeah.
go through. And, all of our baggage, we trace that back to childhood. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, we get, mom or dad smacks our hand away from the stove.
Mhm.
Mhm. We have no comprehension of what is going on. Why did they do that? This person who I feel this connection with, this love, is hurting me.
Mhm.
And it doesn't make any sense. We don't, literally think about that when we're really little.
Mhm.
We don't have the language for it, but we sure feel the emotion of
Yep.
that hurt, and not
Mhm.
the physical hurt, but the emotional hurt. What's going
Yeah.
on? And so that's where those little hurts start, and they're really innocent. But
Mhm.
we, when we internalize that, we internalize those things as, I must have done something wrong. I
Mhm.
must have done something bad.
Right.
And as life goes on and there's more and more things that happen and those hurts, they all reinforce those initial thoughts and those initial emotions of, I'm not good enough, you know, whatever. There's a whole
Yeah,
pick,
there's so many.
right?
Yeah. Mhm. I'm not
Pick
worthy. I'm
one.
unlovable. There's something broken in me. There's so many. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's how it
Mhm.
starts. And those limiting beliefs only grow and get cemented into our psyche because of
Definitely.
the emotion that we feel.
Mhm.
And those emotions and those blocks then make it challenging, can make it more challenging to have love flow both ways.
Definitely.
To your partner, to yourself. So that's a really huge thing, is to look at the emotions that you feel and look at how you want to feel and how you can, and the meditation we're going to do is going to be like a little stepping stone to how you can go out of those crap emotions into something that feels so much more luxurious.
Wonderful.
The point of intimacy, well, we basically just covered, it's all those limiting beliefs that we have. And it's the limiting beliefs we have about ourselves, but it's also, it's the beliefs we have about relationships in general, what they're supposed to look like.
Right.
And the comparisons we make about what we're living and what we're seeing out there in the world of social media, where everybody looks like they're having a grand old time in their lives.
Yes.
Right? And it's really nonsense.
Right.
So thought is also our thoughts about our partner, our thoughts that we share, our memories, our ideas, our experiences, sharing all of that. What haven't I done yet? Spirit. Spirit point of intimacy. This is your spiritual self. And that can be a connection to source, God, Allah, whatever it means to you. But it also is something else. It's your internal spirit. It's your vibrance. It's that light. It is what makes you spark. What captivates you, that when you smile, your eyes are glistening. It's what turns you on sexually. It's what turns you on in life. And our spirit gets squashed down. You know, that hand smack, all of a sudden we kind of shrink down.
Right.
We get into habits of not being our full authentic self, not being in our full spirit, because we're told things along the line of, you know, stop being so much, or, you know, you're too this, or you're too that, or don't be so big for your britches, or whatever it is that squashes our spirit. So we hold ourselves down. The thing is, every single person, okay, I can't think of one, let's just put it that way, that I have interviewed or had as a client, when I ask them, what turns you on about your partner? When are you most attracted to your partner? They always say things like, when they're playful, when they're happy, when they're smiling, when they're excited, when they're doing something that, that when they're in their element.
Yes.
That's when I'm most attracted to my partner. Well, that's your spirit. That's your spirit. When you are in your full essence and your full energy. But when you squash it down, you're not presenting that to the world. You're not in that energy where your partner is going to be really attracted to you. And so and sexually, oh my God, sexually, you know, obviously the body, physical, the emotional, you want to bring your emotions into the sexual experience, your thoughts about sex, and all the misconceptions that you got going on.
All society's bullshit.
Exactly. And your spirit, if you are not in your full essence in a sexual experience, how are you going to enjoy it to its fullest?
Exactly.
So your spirit is vitally important. Top of the star, connection. And it sounds like the most boring one, but it is the most vital, because it is your connection to yourself in every other point of intimacy. It's your connection to your partner in each of those points of intimacy.
Yes.
And so that connection, that it goes to each of the points, and they're all interrelated. But if you've got a crap connection with one part of it, if you're hating on your body and you're naked in bed, well, if that's your focus, how are you going to have a great time?
Exactly. You'll be in your head.
Exactly.
That's not where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, well, sure. Why not? You could be in your head.
Only being in your head. That would be hard to connect if you're like only.
Exactly.
That's been a thing for me. I've been in my head a lot throughout my life. So then I've had to do a lot of like get back into my body. And like there was a book that I read, like Love Warrior, that was kind of like when you're little, sometimes a lot of girls will like vote their body off their island because we disconnect with it. And kind of what society tells us versus what we see in ourselves are different. So we think there's something wrong or we're broken or all these things. So I've definitely had to do in my personal journey a lot of like unlayering and unpacking of all the baggage and all the limiting beliefs and all the crap so that I could get the fullest experience that I wanted.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And it is so common. We've all got them. We've all got baggage. Every single one. I just laugh every time I see it in a show or a movie or whatever, or hear people talking, and someone's broke up with so and so because they had too much baggage. And I just laugh. Like, really? Because we've all got it.
Definitely.
We're alive. We got baggage.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
So how do you help people get rid of that disconnection and get more into the connection part of their life?
Well, I'm basically at heart, I'm a teacher. Right? And I'm clearing up all the misconceptions about sex, first of all, what that means. But it's the relationship, teaching people how to connect, even just getting them in touch with intimately connecting with themselves first.
Yes.
You got to know what's going on with you before you can really connect with a partner. You have to intimately know yourself before you can really have that true depth of connection with somebody else.
Definitely.
And so I use, a whole mess of modalities. I got a whole tickle trunk full of things. People start working with me and they're going, oh, what? We're going to do that, and that's going to help me in bed. And, a number of sessions into it, and all of a sudden they're going, I'm getting it now.
Right. Everything's so interconnected.
Oh, yeah. And, there's so many different modalities that I use. Yeah. And they're different for everybody.
Yep.
With some, we do some things, we do other things. And it depends on the situation. It depends what they're presenting with, what the main things are that are going on with them. I do EFT tapping.
Awesome.
It's one of the things. I am trained in another modality of EFT, which is emotion focused therapy.
Ooh, okay. I haven't heard that one.
Yes. And so what that is it goes back to all those hurts prior, right? All those hurts we have through life. Yeah. And the only reason we get triggered and the only we put up these walls of protection around us, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that I'm never going to get hurt again. And so we've got these walls of protection. And so to break those walls down, we have to go in and look at, okay, what's the belief and what's the emotion? And then we have to clear that emotion, and we have to, because, and this is partly tapping is one of the ways of doing it, but we clear that emotion, then it's just a story.
Yes.
Because that old story that's playing, and they're all playing way back here, they're cemented in with emotion. Otherwise, it's just a pretty picture or an ugly picture. It's just a story. It doesn't affect us.
Yeah.
And I can still look back on my life and have these trauma stories, the little traumas, the big traumas. And some of them I will still bring up a little bit of hurt, but not very much. And others, most of them now, it's just a story.
Exactly.
It's just a story, and I've got no emotional attachment to it. So I'm free, and I get to be in my spirit, and I get to be more connected to those higher emotions. And my thoughts are more positive about myself, about my husband, and everything, and my relationship with my body, all of it.
Awesome.
So much better, because once you clear the emotion out, it's just a story.
Exactly.
And you can start rewriting the news story.
Yes.
You
Definitely.
know that.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's interesting that there's like layers on some ones, like the big ones that have like they're just rooted in so much of your life. So like certain ones like being molested when I was little, that was such a huge one in my life. And I had so much emotion in it, was so much shame, and like I didn't share it with anyone. So that was the thing that I had to work through and start to like tell my partner and be like, I think there's some stuff around here and why all these things were happening in my life. So unpacking that helped in so many ways. Then being like, okay, my relationship with my dad and the triggers around those things, and like so many old stories. And I can talk about them openly now and know that it's not my fault, and know that all the little things that my little child brain made about it are not true. And it's so worth it on the other side. I know that a lot of people, especially clients, like don't want to go there, and they're like, oh, that's like, they start like tearing up the second they bring it up. And like, I've been there, and it's like, it's so freeing and joyful on the other end of it to be like, this is the crap that I've just been holding on to, and I'm ready to let go of it so that I can move forward.
And yeah, you know, when you start this work too, it is scary.
Oh yeah.
Because partly because you don't know what's on the other side, and partly because this has been a part of our story for so long, we feel like it's part of our identity.
Oh
And
yeah.
on a really subconscious level, if you strip away part of that identity, who are you?
Yeah.
And who are you? Well, you're your body, your mind, your heart, and your spirit.
Yeah.
And you strip away those old stories, you start glowing.
Yes, definitely.
Living.
Yes, for sure. So, do you want to start to lead us in that guided meditation for love?
Yes, almost forgot all about
Wonderful.
that. Told everybody and then said, oh, no, change your minds.
That sometimes happens. Sometimes other stuff comes up in sessions, and that's why I like the kind of free flow energy of it so that everyone can kind of get what they need. But I'm really excited to do this.
Okay. So again, you know, if anybody is kind of watching this and they're driving at the same time, really hope that's not going on. Don't do this.
Yes.
Don't close your eyes.
Save this video and do it later today when you're not driving. But definitely take the time for yourself. This will be really beneficial for you.
Yeah. Okay, so everybody close your eyes. Take a few really deep breaths. Long, slow inhale. Long, slow exhale. Want you to imagine, bring into your mind's eye, something that represents pure love to you. Best not to go with another person because people cause hurt sometimes. It can be a place in nature. It can be a source of bright white light, whatever represents pure love to you. Baby puppy. Keep that image in front of you in your mind's eye and continue with the deep breaths. They don't have to be uber deep. Don't make it a struggle. Just not really shallow. And as you're breathing, I want you to imagine that your breath is flowing in and out of your chest wall. So you're breathing love in through your chest wall, into your entire heart space. And as you breathe out, the love is flowing out of your chest wall, out into the world. So a few breaths of love flowing in and out. I want you to imagine your heart space expanding now. There's so much love pouring in. Feel your entire torso filling up with love. There's so much love in your heart. It's spilling out, filling up your torso. It's flowing all the way down your legs. It's filling up even higher, flowing down your arms into your fingertips. With every breath, love is coming into your heart, flowing out, filling you up, filling up your neck, into your head. You're completely filled with love. There's so much love inside of you that it is starting to radiate out of every cell of your body. Keep this love breath going. Now, in your mind's eye, I want you to imagine a situation or a person where something has happened that didn't feel very good. But hold that love. You are breathing pure love in and out. And all the love that you are breathing out is going to that person, is going to that situation. You can be sending love to your sex life, to a partner. You can be sending it to Mother Earth. Anywhere at all. You are filled with pure love because you are pure love. That is your natural state. When you're ready, you can open your eyes and take that love with you to the rest of your day.
That was lovely. Thank you so much.
I was just so calm and just have this little love fest going on within myself whenever I'm guiding a client in that.
Wonderful.
I use that at night to go to sleep sometimes when, yeah.
I like that. And definitely let us know in the comments how that was for you. Even if you're catching the replay, we still have some people on live with us. And Anne-Marie did hop on and say good afternoon. So I hope you're having a lovely day, Anne-Marie. So let us know how that meditation was for you. I'm like putting my feet back on the ground. I'm like grounding into my body more because I was so like high vibe energy. I love that.
I love it.
Wonderful. And one thing that I noticed that I was kind of like, ooh, that's interesting when you said at the beginning and like to picture someone that you loved, and immediately it was myself, like, because it's unconditional love for myself now. And when you said to not think of someone else, in the past, I used to think of other people. When I've done exercises and done things, I've thought of my boyfriend or other people in my life and put so much stock and energy into them. And I've done so much work, especially recently, and just like unconditionally loving myself and seeing like the beauty and the radiance. And I was just like, yeah, it was me first. So I thought that was really awesome. So let us know in the comments how that was for you, for sure. And can you share with us how they could reach out to you and connect with you after the show, all the different ways they can reach out and the cool things that you have going on in your world?
Oh, okay, absolutely. Awesome. Well, anybody can get a hold of me. My email address is gayle@drgaylefriend.com. I'll put it in the comments.
Yes, definitely.
Gayle is
super convenient.
It gets it all mixed up. So I'll put my
Wonderful.
email address in there and my website.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome. And Anne-Marie said, love meditation. So that's awesome. And then what's the beautiful thing that you have in store that you wanted to share with everyone?
Oh, okay. Yes. Um, well, I have, geez, I totally blanked.
I'm like, I think it was affirmations,
The
like
affirmation.
27 affirmations. Yeah.
Yes,
It
yes,
sounds really
affirmation.
cool. And it's totally up my alley because I'm like, I love daily affirmations. So I'd love to hear more about it.
Yes. Well, the thing about affirmations is, and with relationships and connection, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is we all have patterns of connection that we get into, and we
Yep.
go around in this infinity loop of
Yep.
same old pattern, partner A,
Mm-hmm.
partner B, and here we go.
Mm-hmm.
And we do, and we trigger each other, and we go around and around and around.
Yes.
And so to break those patterns, we need to be able to communicate well with our partner about what it is that's going on for us and what we really want, what
Definitely.
our desires are. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we don't even really know what our own desires are, and we have to figure
Yep.
those out.
Mm-hmm.
So these affirmations are a starting point for people. They're affirmations for you personally and for life and for your sex life.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a really great starting point. And they're not just the written out affirmations, there's also a video goes along with them
Awesome.
for how to use them,
Mm-hmm.
sharing just how to make those affirmations even more powerful for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not just, you pick up a piece of paper and it's, I love myself.
Yep.
I love myself. I love myself.
Yeah,
I
it's the
am a good
energy
person.
behind it.
It's not going to get you anywhere, right?
I love myself.
Exactly. Exactly. So there are some pointers that go along with it, the video
Awesome.
and the affirmation sheet. And I'll put the link in the comments for that too.
Sounds great. Thank you so much. And thank you for sharing all the amazingness today, all your wisdom and that beautiful exercise. I really appreciated it. And I'm sure everyone else did as well. And Anne Marie had said, I do too as well. I think that was for the affirmation piece. So that's awesome. Has all kinds of good
Yeah.
high vibe stuff in her world. And thank you guys for tuning in. And I encourage you guys to make the Love and Light show a daily, or not daily, a weekly ritual in your life so you can be the best version of yourself and just lift yourself up more along your journey. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I'm sending you so much love and light. Bye.
Thanks, Laura.
You're welcome.